Hey fam, how are you? So, with our chapter story, Nanny Attacks, Plan B, we all know that last chapter I've gotten tricked by not only Jasmine because I thought she had nothing to do with it, but Ryan. And they both planned together to catch Zoe in something I thought and was getting so worked up about was again something Jasmine didn't know about. I still don't like the girl, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't real and that Jasmine didn't have to get a divorce or they didn't have to have marital problems and stuff like that. I'm kind of glad for that. So that's something good came out of it, even though they tricked me. And then we don't even want to talk about what Sapphire is supposedly going through again. If you don't know, you're either gonna have to go back to no, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that to you. But Alice has been you can figure out the rest. Again, if you know what I'm talking about, comment what you think I'm talking about. But let's get right into our chapter so we can just hope that this is not true. Hoping that this is another thing that just they're tricking us about. It's not real. Let's hope. Let's find out. You stare at the phone in horror. We gotta answer the phone again for Christ's sake. We were already on the phone before we left the last chapter. What do you mean abducted? You look at Ryan in panic as you put the phone on speaker. Alice was in the front garden playing with the neighbor's son. The delivery man came and I signed the delivery note and Carsey burst into tears and clutched the phone harder. Your heart racing. And what, Carsey? Spit it out. Please calm down. Do not panic her. I know she's supposed to be watching your daughter, and now we have to go through this torture again, but just calm her down first so she can at least explain to you what's happening. So we're going to calm her down. We won't get anywhere if you keep crying. After I finished signing the note, Alice was gone. There was no sign of her. I looked everywhere. Carsey burst into tears again, and you turned to Ryan. We have to go see Carsey right now. I can't believe Jasmine have to go through this again. And not only that, she's pregnant with two other babies. And for one, we don't need she doesn't need to be stressing. And for two, I don't know. See, I like to think of what it may be or who it can be before it actually happens. And we recently just pissed off Zoe and caught her in some crap. And I can't help but think that she knew Alice was with Carsey, went to Carsey, and took Alice from that front yard. Just despite of getting on Jasmine and Ryan's bad side. Is she that type of person? She might be. We never know. Can't judge a book by its cover. We got to read that book to know. So that's what I'm assuming. You let me know otherwise in the comments. You and Ryan hurriedly rush over to Carsey's house, where you find her shaking as she stares into space. Carsey, have you called the police? Did you notice anything else strange? First, have you called the police? Not yet. I wanted to wait for you. No. The moment that happened, you should supposed to call the police. They're supposed to be on this case right away. If it's Zoe, she's going to be going to jail with Eva. But while I was waiting for you, I checked the CCTV footage. There's something you need to see. Please. Let's go see. Carsey directs you and Ryan to her computer, then brings up the camera footage. There's the delivery man. You watch as Carsey signs for the package while your daughter plays nearby. Wait, there. You freeze the frame, and in the corner of the screen, you notice someone familiar. It's Zoe. I knew it. We just recently pissed her off. Why would she be wanting to take Alice? I know she was close with Alice, but don't take another person's child. That is not right. That's not how you handle things. Don't the child should not ever be involved in grown folks, situations. She have nothing to do with what happened. You start the footage again and watch as Alice willingly runs over to Zoe. At that moment, Zoe looks up and smirks at the camera. If you guys keep hearing my alarm thing going off, it's because my family out there keep opening up the front door because he's grilling out there and I can smell the food. It's just, I'm hungry. I can just, you ever just get hungry and you smell food and it just makes you more hungry? That's what I'm feeling right now, and I just need to eat. That, not gonna say it. At least we know who took Alice. We should call the police. Ryan pulls his phone out just as yours start to ring. You glance at it and your blood immediately runs cold. Who is it? It's Zoe. And she have the nerve to call Jasmine after you just tried or did kidnap her daughter. What are you gonna say, Zoe? What? You took a deep breath and answered the phone. Zoe, where the heck is my daughter? I'm calling the police. Should we tell her what we're doing? No, we're going to keep that down because if we want her caught by the police, we don't need her running. So we're just asked, where is our daughter? She's safe for now. But if you call the police or get anyone else involved, I won't hesitate to kill her. Yes, you will. She's a child. Yes, you will. You're not that crazy. And we already called the police. Or no, they haven't yet, but they need to. Now, you better hurry up. Alice is alive, but the clock is ticking. Where is she? Take a guess. But once you figure it out, you and Ryan need to come alone. If you disobey, then you'll get your daughter back in a body bag. You would never. Trust me, you would never. You got some psycho people out there that would, but Zoe, you would never. Zoe ends the call and the line goes dead. You clutch your phone tighter as you turn to Ryan, your entire body shaking. What do we do? We need to figure out where she is. You're about to say something when your phone rings again. You glance down and realize it's Alyssa. Alyssa, I can't talk right now. Alice has been kidnapped. What? What happened? I don't have time to go into details, but Zoe's the one behind it. Zoe? That's actually why I was calling. Where are you? There's something you need to see. It's about Zoe. If it's about Zoe, it might help us figure out where Alice is. I'm at Carsey's house. I'll be right there. Harry's with me too. Harry's with you? Why? You end the call, then turn to face Carsey and Ryan as your hands shake slightly. I'm so sorry, Jasmine. This is all my fault. I should have been paying better attention to her. It's not your fault, Carsey. She was playing in the yard. You turned your back for a quick second just to sign for your package. It's not your fault. We're not blaming you at all. You took a deep breath, then you shook your head. It's not your fault, Carsey. You only looked away for a couple of moments. Zoe planned this, so I'm sure she would have gotten Alice one way or another. Don't worry, Jasmine. We rescued Alice before and we'll rescue her this time. She'll be all right, I promise. I like how throughout every chapter we've read, no matter what Jasmine has gone through, Ryan has always kept it calm and positive, and we just gotta adore him for that. You bury your head in Ryan's chest as tears fall down your cheeks. This just feels so hopeless. Zoe didn't even give us a clue. She could be anywhere. Just then the doorbell rings and Carsey heads over to answer it. Jasmine should not be stressing. She has twins to deal with. Stress is not good. She returned a few moments later with Harry and Alyssa beside her. Alyssa, you said you have some information on Zoe. I do. I have been investigating her like I promised you, and I found something this morning. Alyssa hands you an old newspaper from over a decade ago. That's a long time. What can possibly be wrong with Zoe? And how did she even get through the background check if something she has done back decades ago was bad? How? What's this? Look at the picture. See that little girl? You took a closer look and gasped. That looks like a young version of Zoe. According to the caption, her name is Rosalind Brown. So is Zoe named not Zoe and she's really someone else? So Zoe is an imposter. Rosalind Brown, that rings a bell. You tear your gaze away from the newspaper and looked at Carsey. What do you know? Carsey hesitates as if she's worrying about something. Ugh, I don't have time for this. I should push Carsey the spill, which we don't have gems, so calm and try to get it nicely. That's the best way anyway. Carsey, is something wrong? You look worried. Carsey hesitates, then she shakes her head. It's nothing. I mistook this Rosalind for someone else. Something tells me that Carsey isn't telling us the entire truth. Carsey, obviously you know that Alice has just been kidnapped by this woman, and you think that it is a good idea for you to be holding back information at this moment. Do you really think so? Come on now. You're more smarter than that. Almost as if she's trying to protect someone. We need to figure out where Zoe could have taken Alice. When Zoe called you earlier, I heard carnival music in the background. Maybe there's an amusement park or something. But there are tons of amusement parks. How do we know which one to start with? Maybe the closest one to your neighborhood? That would be to start with. Carsey hesitates, then she speaks cautiously, as if carefully choosing her words. Carsey, we don't have time for that. What are you doing? You're gonna make me not trust you. Why would you? It's your granddaughter. What are you doing? Carsey. There's an old amusement park out in the suburbs. A tragedy happened there years ago where someone died and the project was canceled. Maybe she's there. I still feel like Carsey knows more than she's letting on, but I don't have time for games. This is the best lead we've got. All right, let's stop wasting time. Ryan takes your hand and gives it a reassuring squeeze. Hopefully our hunch is right. Let's go find our daughter. I can't believe that we are really going through this again. Why do everybody seem to try to get back at Ryan and Jasmine through her kids? I can imagine what's going to happen if the twins come out. I can't. You get into the car with Ryan and he drives towards the amusement park, going as fast as he can. I really hope Alice is okay. You sit in silence for several moments, the air in the car tense with worry, until Ryan eventually speaks. I don't think you should come with me, Jasmine. Why not? Obviously, you know Jasmine is going to come. That's her daughter. Zoe is obviously crazy, and she's targeting the Wilson family. You're right about that, But Jasmine is still involved because Alice is also her daughter as well. I don't want to put you and the twins in danger. You place your hand on top of Ryan's and gives it a squeeze. So I'm guessing Jasmine is going to stay in the car. I understand, Ryan, but Zoe asked for both of us. If I don't go, she'll hurt or kill Alice. I don't have a choice. Besides, I need to see Alice with my own eyes. We're a team. Two is better than one. You are a team, yes. Two is better than one. But I'm pretty sure Jasmine just wants to see that her daughter's okay. So we'll say we want to see Alice with our own eyes. I'll be too nervous to just sit in a car waiting. Ryan sighs reluctantly as his shoulders sag. I don't like it, but I see where you're coming from. No matter what happens, we'll face this together. And this seemed like the same area we were at when Alice was abducted the first time. What is with this area? Ryan pulls up outside the rundown amusement park. Then he helps you out of the car. I hope this is the right place. You look around the amusement park and a shiver runs through you. This is the right place. I can feel it. Remember, if we find Zoe, we both need to stay calm. My security will follow behind, but they will keep a distance in case she learns something. You look into Ryan's eyes and nod. My priority is finding Alice and getting her to safety. Ryan nods, then he heads to the trunk of his car. Now, I think I have a bulletproof vest in here. You should wear it. Will you wear one as well? I only have one vest, but I want you to wear it. He's protecting you more than he's protecting himself because you are his priority as well as Alice. Just take the vest. You start to protest and Ryan shakes his head. You're the pregnant one, Jasmine. You need to wear it.
Front window.
Ryan helps you put on the vest, then he adjusts it carefully over your bump. How does that feel? I already feel heavy enough. Now I really feel weighed down. Girl, you protected. Stop complaining. Better safe than sorry. Ryan helps you slip your jacket on just as you spot Carsey heading your way. Carsey? You looked around in panic, then you lower your voice as she approaches. You shouldn't be here. Only Ryan and I were supposed to come. I know, but I found some information about Rosalind Brown that you really need to know. Carsey holds up a pile of papers. What's this? These are old drafts for this amusement park, which was supposed to be called Brown Paradise. Okay. If Zoe is Rosalind, she likely knows this place like the back of her hand. This draft could help you save Alice and stay safe yourself. I don't have dreams, so we're going to leave the draft. There's no time. Maybe that might be a bad choice. I just don't have gems right now. Thanks, Carsey, but there's no time for that. We have to go. All right. Carsey hesitates, then she pulls you into a quick hug. Go get Alice back. Okay, this looks like an amusement park now. You take Ryan's hand and then walk into the amusement park together as your heart beats frantically against your chest. I'm so nervous. You walk deeper into the amusement park, taking in the rundown, rusty rides and half-finished carnival booths. Although the park is abandoned, the carnival music is playing, adding to the eerie, desolate atmosphere. This place is so creepy. They have to be here somewhere. Someone must have turned on the music. You walked a little further when you hear laughter coming from above you. Must be Alice. Well, look who showed up. Zoe, please. You look up and see Zoe. You see Zoe up high on a platform for a roller coaster with your daughter sleeping beside her. Zoe, what did you do to Alice? Let Alice go. Let her go. We know you didn't do anything to her, but let her go. So we're going to pick that. She's innocent in all of this. I don't plan on harming her unless you don't cooperate. Now, why don't you come up here and get her? You glance at Ryan cautiously. Do you think this is a trap? I'm not sure, but we don't really have a choice. You spot a ladder leading up to the platform, and you and Ryan carefully make your way up. I can't believe Zoe have us going through all of this right now, because if I was in the story, Zoe, for one, I would have had the cops sneak up behind you some kind of way without you knowing and take you to jail. What else can you do if you're locked up? Once you reach the platform, you straighten up and face Zoe, who stands at the other edge with your daughter beside her. Good. Now that you're here, the fun can begin. What fun? We know nothing about this lady. We just learned that her name is not Zoe, it's Rosalind. Zoe raises a gun as she steps toward you, her eyes blazing with hatred. Even from where you stand, you can see her eyes are blazing with hatred. It's time for revenge. Revenge for what? You don't know?
Kitchen window.
Years ago, Wilson Investment was involved in designing this amusement park with my father's company. Zoe points her gun at Ryan as her face turns into a sneer. Ryan's father made a huge design error, and as a result, my father plunged to his death. So, Ryan then were supposed to fix something at the amusement park which caused your father to die. Yes, that is a problem. Yes, that is bad on their behalf. Yes, you might be upset about that. But this is no way to handle it at all. I may not be able to get revenge on Ryan's father, but instead, you two will both pay for what he did. Zoe points her gun from you to Ryan, her body shaking slightly. She actually seems a bit nervous. Zoe may hate the Wilson, but something tells me she's not a killer. I think I should keep her talking. You definitely had an elaborate revenge plan. Did you always plan on becoming our nanny? Not exactly. At the beginning, I just wanted to find a way to get close to you. I found a way to become a waitress at your wedding and deliberately made sure I was close to you whenever possible. When I had the opportunity to help you, I took it. What about the water park? Did you know we'd be there? Yes, I happened to overhear you both discussing the water park outside Wilson Architect one day. I made sure I was there and I made sure you saw how good I could be as a nanny. Zoe's smile widens as trains the gun on as she trains the gun onto you. The first stage of my plan worked. And what was the next stage? I want to destroy you and our family completely, Ryan Wilson. Stealing the draft was only part of that. I was also advised to seduce you and cause your entire reputation to fall into ruin. Advised? Advised by who? You sneak a glance at Ryan and you can tell he's confused by the same thing. Zoe, advised by who? Did you really think that would work? We want to know advised by who. It's none of your business. Zoe points the gun at Ryan as her expression hardened. However, since you both caught me in the act, my plan failed. It's now time for Plan B, which is the name of the story. I'm calming now. And what's that? Ryan's going to get into this roller coaster, then when it launches, he's going to crash onto the ground. Definitely not, Zoe. You're too crazy for that. We're not doing that. Sorry. But you can give Alice back. We're not. Just like my father. You feel a shiver run through you as you squeeze Ryan's hand so tightly you think it might break. And before you refuse, don't forget who have here who I have here with me. Zoe looks down at Alice as a smile spreads across her face. If Ryan refuses to get into the roller coaster, then I'm sure Alice won't mind a ride. After all, she loves to play. Zoe, you're not that crazy. Please. Crap, I need to stop this. There should be a way. You start to panic as you. I did not get to read that because my finger pressed the screen. Somebody pause it at that part before I change it and put it in the comments what it said so I can see because I obviously didn't get to. Ryan, what do we do? This seemed like a huge misunderstanding. There has to be a way to convince Zoe that Wilson Architect isn't the reason her father died. I don't know, Jasmine. I vaguely remember hearing about the accident when I was a child, but I don't remember any details. Zoe scuffs in disdain.
Zoe? What's going on?
The sound of your daughter makes your heart stop in your chest. Crap, she's awake. Now she's going to be aware of what's actually going on, and Zoe, you cannot pretend to be a good girl in front of her. Alice rubs her eyes and slowly gets to her feet.
Where am I?
We're at an amusement park.
Oh,
Alice looks around, then her eyes light up when she sees you and Ryan.
Mommy, you found me! We were playing hide and seek and Zoe told me she knew a good hiding spot.
Your heart aches as you look at Alice's smiling face, but you don't want to worry her. I need to stay calm. Zoe, please don't do something you'll regret. Alice trusts you even now. What should I say? Because whatever I say, I feel like it determines the outcome. We'll say because maybe as we know that Zoe don't have the real heart to kill. We see that. But if we say that Alice trusts her, maybe she might change her mind. We're trying it. Are you really going to break that trust? Zoe hesitates, then she glances down at your daughter, who's looking up at her with a big smile.
Zoe, can we play something else now?
Your daughter tugs on Zoe's skirt. Zoe's not wearing a skirt, she's definitely wearing a tracksuit. What are y'all talking about?
I had enough of hide and seek. Can we all go get ice cream?
Zoe looks at Alice, then she looks over at you and Ryan. Well, Zoe sighs, her shoulders slumping. Then she bends down and tucks some of your daughter's hair behind her ear. Your mommy and daddy can take you for ice cream.
Yay!
Zoe straightens up, then she turns to face you. You're right. I don't want to do this. I see myself in Alice, and I don't want her to have to live in tragedy just like I did. I knew that Zoe wasn't a bad person deep down. She may have used my daughter as bait, but I can tell she never wanted to harm her. Zoe puts the gun into its holster as she moves a little closer to you, her eyes locked on yours. I may hate the Wilsons, but destroying you and Ryan will destroy Alice, just like losing my father destroyed me. Zoe takes a deep breath, then she looks over at Alice. Come on, sweetheart. Let's get you to your parents.
Ice cream!
Zoe starts to turn around when suddenly the platform starts to shake. No! Ah! You watch in horror as Zoe slips and falls. Is Zoe dying? They always say, when you do something bad, karma finds you. And she was just about to do good. Zoe! Don't move, Alice. You race towards Zoe, your heart racing out of your chest. Despite what Zoe's done, she doesn't deserve to die like this. See, Jasmine she just have a good heart. Besides, if she dies, we may never find out who she worked with. I should. And yet, we have no gems. Why did you make this a gem choice? Why? So now you're just forcing us to just scream for help in an abandoned amusement park where nobody is probably going to hear us? Is that what we're doing? I can't believe you're causing me to mentally commit murder. Ryan, help me. Ryan races toward the platform's edge and tries to grab Zoe's hand, but he's too late. You watch in horror as she falls to the ground and then lays there in a heap, unmoving. Is she... Ryan races down the ladder and rushes to check on Zoe. Ugh! She's alive, but seriously injured. Zoe! You call 911, then you gather your daughter into your arms. Come on, Alice, let's go and join Daddy, then we can wait for the ambulance together. Barely 10 minutes later, the police arrive with an ambulance and take Zoe to the hospital. After Zoe is taken away, you leave the amusement park with Ryan and Alice in your arms.
Mommy, what just happened? Where did Zoe go?
Honey, Zoe did some bad things, won't be around anymore. We're just going to say Zoe won't be around anymore because we don't want to say that she did bad things because, again, Alice trusts her at the end of the day, so won't be around anymore. If you see her, you should never go with her. Do you understand?
Yes, Mommy.
You wrap your arms around Ryan and Alice, then Ryan gently kisses the top of your head. It's all over. Not quite. We still need to find out who's really behind everything. Ryan's eyes darken slightly as he wraps his free arm around your waist and tugs you closer. I think we both have an idea of who that person could be. You both have an idea, but I don't. Please inform me. I am the reader. But let's not worry about that for now. I want to enjoy this moment. You smile at Ryan, then lean forward and slightly brush your lips against his.
Mommy, where's my kiss?
You laugh and give your daughter a big sloppy kiss on the cheek.
Ew!
You grin at your daughter and husband when you suddenly feel pain coming from your stomach. It's the stress, or Jasmine is going into labor. Oh, is something wrong? You look down and notice a big puddle of liquid on the ground. Jasmine is going into labor. Oh crap, my water just broke. I don't know. I think her going into labor is the best part of the story, right? I'm always happy for babies. I don't know. If it was up to me, I probably would have 1,000,000 babies. But I know my body probably won't be able to handle that. So that was actually the end of our chapter. Zoe is crazy, we know. And now she's hurt. But apparently Jasmine and Ryan are not holding any grudges, I'm assuming, after what she's done, because they actually understand her intentions, but they just don't understand why she wants to take it out on people who haven't even been involved. Yes, they still run the company, but the dad was the one who was working with her father, so that's no way to handle situation. But Jasmine's about to have the twins. We get to meet them. I'm actually happy. I love babies so much. But that was the end of our chapter. We're going to actually figure out, well, Jasmine and Ryan wants to actually figure out who was behind Zoe's intentions. I don't have any idea. Obviously they do, and they're not telling me, so maybe they will next chapter. But give this video a like if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Rare Breed fam. I've been waiting for you to do that. I've been waiting for months now, and you don't want to be a part of my family, and that hurts my feelings. It does. But when you do, hit that bell button so you won't miss another juicy story.